What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing set number 75357, the Ghost and Phantom 2. It comes with 1,394 pieces, and it's for ages 10 and older. Looking over the back of the box, you can see it's in some sort of hangar bay. Now, that planet kind of looks like Endor, or it looks like Earth, which I thought was pretty funny. Now, you do have the figures over here kind of talking. And then it only shows 3 play features for this entire giant set. I do kind of wish they showed more, but it's fine. Now, the first figure of the day is going to be First Officer Hawkins. Now, he does have a really nice print. I don't know why it feels like he is missing some printing on the legs. Now, I haven't watched Rebels, so I don't really want to spoil it, I guess. But if he does, please comment down below. He does have a nice badge here, and then also a very nice face print. Next figure is going to be Lieutenant Beta. Now, I really love his head mold. It's one of the, I think, Mun Calamari is his species name. Now, it does look like Admiral Akbar. Anyways, his printing on his chest and his legs kind of looks like the New Republic pilot from the 2026 X-Wing, I think. So that's also really cool. Now, the actual pilot for the Ghost is going to be Harrison Dula. Now, this is a pretty cool figure. I do wish she has pupils. She has that kind of 2025 Darth Maul look, where she gets no pupils. She kind of looks possessed. It's kind of creepy. And then her kid, Jason Syndulla, it's going to be the kind of kid going in the Phantom 2, which shows on the box art. Now, I'm pretty sure he has green hair, so I might be wrong on that. But yeah, he does have brown hair. I don't really like his hair print at all. It kind of looks weird to me. And then the last figure is going to be the Astromech Chopper. Now, he is one of the smaller ones with the kind of shorter legs. Now, I do really like his printing. I like the kind of 3 eyeballs. The only part I don't like about this figure is how he has this little 2x4 kind of, or 2x2 round little, I don't know what this piece is called. Anyways, it's 2 like round, and then it makes him look extremely short, and this little stud on top I really don't like, but other than that, it's a pretty cool figure. Now let's move on to the actual set. Starting over at the back, you're going to notice you're going to have 4, but there's actually 5 engines. Now, I really do love this new piece color they're using. It's this kind of blue, glittery, kind of transparent piece. I really do like that. And then looking over at the sides, why I said 5 is because you have this little micro type engine over here. And then you also have some really nice engine detail where they use kind of this hard tire piece, and then they actually use hot dog pieces over here. And then you also have really nice piping over here that's connected by this little clip. And then you're also going to notice the Phantom 2. Now that just comes off pretty easy. It's just this one little stud that connects to this brown Technic pin. So just slide it in and then you push it. Now, it's pretty sturdy on there. Like, you can move the whole build with it on, and then it's also pretty easy to kind of just pop off. Getting a better look at the Phantom 2, you can see towards the back we have these really nice blue engines that they kind of really integrated well in with the build. And then on the top fin, you can see we have these 2 stickers with the, I guess, like a bird. Now, I do really like it how it is kind of like a sunset look. It kind of matches with the white. Now, you can see that there is a lot of stickers. We have 2 stickers here, 2 stickers here, 1 sticker up here, and then 2 also on the front, and then over here. So that's not very, that's really annoying. We also have a sticker in the front. I do wish they printed more parts from Lego, but you kind of expect that they're always going to use stickers. Anyways, on the back, you can see you have this little cabinet. Now, in here, you have goggles and then an extra blaster. And then at the top, you're going to see that it's not even. Now, that's because you have these 3 open studs for Chopper's head. And then to access the interior, you can see it's on these 2 clips. So it just kind of opens like that, which I thought was cool. Now, there's going to be no open studs for a figure, so it can't really fit a big fig, but it can fit Jason Syndulla. So he kind of just sits there and moves around pretty freely. You can see him rattling, but he mostly stays in the same place. And then you also have these 2 kind of blasters on the front. Moving back over to the build, you can see it has these cool panels on the side. Now, they are a little wobbly. They just are connected on this little clip in the middle. And then you also have these 2 circle pieces, which kind of remind me of the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon also has these pieces on it. And you're also going to see the amount of stickers we have. We have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 stickers. There's no printed parts in this entire build. Moving towards the top, you're going to see you have this kind of ball turret. Now, it's just like a B-17. I think that's where they got the references when they were actually designing the ship for the show. So you have this nice little turret up front that can go up and down. Now, it can't move side to side. You can move the ship when you're playing with it, and then it is a double barrel. Now, you have this giant ball kind of dome glass piece, which you can just open up, and this is what it looks like inside. I'll show a better view once I start to show the interior, but it's kind of just like a bench, and then there's no open studs for it, so the figure also kind of moves around a little freely. So we can put First Officer Hawkins in here, and you can see he does move around. Now he eventually kind of just finds his way back to his original seat. Looking under the ship, you're going to see you have these two tight panels. Now these just open up, and they're actually docking ramps, so it actually goes into the interior. Now it's kind of hard to get a figure. Even Chopper is a pretty small figure. You kind of have to just push them in, and even then you can't really get them in, so it's not very practical, but it does look cool for display. We do have these two really cool spring-loaded shooters over here, and then this one little gun, which I'll show actually how it works. It does control these two. So how it works is you have this gun over here, which then controls this little kind of Technic pin, which then these stud shooters go into the holes. So once I turn this, they shoot, which it's pretty cool, though they kind of do tend to shoot automatically sometimes, which is really annoying. Anyways, now looking at the cockpit first, we're going to start at the top cockpit. So it's just on this clip. It is a sticker, which is really annoying, but you can see in there you have this little kind of lever. Now the minifigures actually can't put their arms around it, and then you just have two studs for Harris and Dula to sit in. She can't stand because her lecu gets in the way when the glass, like kind of front windshield, I guess, comes down. So yeah, she can just sit in like that, and she does look pretty cool. Now to access this big dome one, you can open it like this, and then you can see the little control panel stick thingy. But to get a figure in there, you actually have to pull this off. It's just connected with these two little clips. So you have these really nice stickers here, which act as control panels. So I'm going to put Lieutenant Beta in here. So you can just set him in like that. And then this is what he looks like from the front view. And then you do have to keep the gun straight, or else it shoots the spring-loaded shooters when it gets stuck like that. So then just go like that, and then they're both in there, so it looks really cool. Also, now that I'm looking at that footage, you can see you can see my face in there, so I had to blur that out, so ha ha ha. And then the last thing to show for the build is the interior. So like I said before, this whole top panel can actually just pop off just like that. Now this was the best angle I could get because my tripod was not wanting to cooperate. But anyway, starting off over to the left, you have this sink over here. You have this little nozzle and then the kind of pipe, I guess. And you have this little crate in here that just connects to that stud. Now in the crate you have this little carrot, or you could imagine like a space fruit. So just shuts, and then you can put it back in just like so. Then you also have these stairs that go up right into the cockpit where Harrison Dula is. And then over towards the other side, you have this little control panel. And then on each side, you have these little openings with this little caution tape with some Star Wars language. Someone can translate that if they want to. Now that actually goes into the docking ramps that I showed earlier. And then there's also these two cool little yellow lights on top. And then you have these two big pillars that you can act as like support beams. Then you have this little step, I guess is what it could be, kind of going into the Phantom 2. And then through the entire interior, you have these two open little kind of, I think they're called jumper plates. Now that's for Chopper. They do this in the X-Wings too, where they leave these two studs for the Astromechs. And then the interior can just pop on. You just slide it in here and push here and here. And yeah, that will do it for the set. So that's going to do it for today's video. I do really hope you enjoyed. Leave any suggestions you have for my reviews in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, join the Discord. It's in my link tree, which is in the channel description. And see you next one. Bye, guys.